What's up, Edmonton? It's Ryan here with Hauer Power Electrical. I have our great friend here, Cooper with Leviton, their pride and joy. And today we're going to talk to you about your furnace, your sump pump, and smart breakers, and why you want a smart breaker for those and when you do a service upgrade. So, Cooper, tell me about the beautiful smart breaker you can have for your furnace and sump pump and why you want it.
Sure. Hey everybody, Cooper Zappacosta here with Leviton. I wanted to talk to you about the advantages of installing a Leviton load center with your next panel upgrade and what you can do to protect your furnace and sump pump and give yourself a better look into what's happening in your house in case of an emergency. Now, the Leviton load center not only gives you better aesthetic, better ratings than the competition, and a better install method for Hauer Power and the guys, but it also allows you to put a smart breaker in for critical loads. And the ones I wanted to talk to you about and bring some light to were your furnace and your sump pump circuits. Now these are what's called dedicated circuits, so that's the only thing that's on this breaker. Now what a smart breaker allows you to do is see if that breaker has overloaded, tripped, or turned off for any reason. Now, if you can imagine, if your furnace turned off and you were out of country at work and it was minus 27 like it is today, it wouldn't take very long for pipes in your house to start freezing up and possibly crack and create a flood situation. What a smart breaker allows you to do is get a notification via text, email, or a push notification through the My Leviton app and tell you that furnace has tripped. There is no power going to the furnace, or the furnace hasn't run for a certain amount of time, where it usually does. This is called setting a notification. So if possibly your thermostat has run out of batteries or isn't working, and your furnace isn't cycling the way that it usually does, you can get notified. You're not going to walk into a freezing cold house, or possibly worse. Also, you want to put a smart breaker on your sump pump, again, for the need of notification. A real world explanation would be if your sump pump in your basement is running for 4 hours straight, and it's May, and it's been a really wet May, you may want to start looking at things like eaves troughs or water drainage from your house, because you could be on your way to having a flooded basement. Now again, being out at the lake, being out of country, being at work, working the long hours, that would allow this water to now amass in your house, where if you had those circuits, that circuit on a smart breaker, you're now going to be able to pick up the phone, call a contractor, call a neighbor, get somebody to look into your house without going there and walking into a surprise, a very, very expensive surprise.
Yeah, this is great stuff. Because yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know how many clients we have where they get out of the country during January, February when it's this frigid cold, and we get over half of our year as this frigid cold. So if your furnace stops running and no one's there, I mean, geez, if you had this notification sent to your mother-in-law, father-in-law, mom, dad, neighbor, anything, and they could just come on over, call an electrician, call HVAC to come over and fix it before it freezes your pipes, like that's game-changing stuff.
That's the least expensive insurance that you could ever have. And it utilizes the products that we have with us all the time, our smartphones and our computers. It's really putting it to work and giving you something that's valuable to go in your home.
I gotta say too, like this, so we do a ton of service upgrades. We do 3 a week, 2 in the winter a week, and it's we've changed out hundreds and hundreds of panels. But this is an electrician's wet dream. Like, the steel on the quality of this panel, like that's a heavy panel. Even mounting this here today with you, that's a heavy panel. It's a quality panel. So at the end of the day, if we're gonna do a service upgrade, it'd be better to do it right and
do it the best,
and give you that provision to have those smart breakers too. So it's a newer panel in the market. So I mean, going forward, geez, this is the way to go. Not to mention the furnaces and sump pumps. I mean, so tell me how those notifications work as far as current and voltage. How does it know that it's not
good question? Yeah, so with the notifications, you're going to set an amperage amount above its normal. So something like a sump pump is going to have an average amperage of about 1 amp or less. You're going to set it for higher, maybe call it 3 amps, like when it's running, and then you set a time frame. So if this runs consistently above its normal for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3, up to 12 hours, notify me. So you can set it a very small time frame, 30 minutes even, and say if this runs for 30 minutes straight, notify me. You can now know, okay, it's that time of season, totally fine, it's just a standard notification as it was, but if it's running for 4 hours, I need to know because I need to check where this water is going outside of my house and maybe make changes to things like eaves troughs to accommodate this amount of water throughout your house. So really easy to customize, very straightforward. You don't need to be a programmer. There's no way to screw it up. There's no way to bypass the protection that your breaker is going to offer your house. You really can only get the benefit from it, and you're never going to disrupt the safety that these breakers and this new panel is going to allow for.
I love this because, you know what, at the end of the day, like I said, we change out so many of these panels, and the whole point of a breaker, its only job, typically, in a classic scenario, is to protect the wires. It's in an overcurrent condition, the wires are rated for a certain amount of current, it opens a circuit to protect the wires to prevent a house fire. That's its only job. But to have a panel that can work for you and provide that additional benefit and save you additional costs, like, I don't know how many clients we have where they call us, and we don't do HVAC, but they call us looking to get their furnace replaced. It's always during those super cold times because the circuit board fried or because they had an over voltage issue. And I think we'll get into surge breakers here in a second too, to protect against those surges. But at the end of the day, like, have your panel work for you. That's phenomenal.
And just being able to comfortably leave your house and knowing that your critical loads are being looked after and it's only a text or a notification away is going to allow you to enjoy that vacation during these winter cold months that much more.
Yeah, that's awesome. So today, that's what we have for you folks. We wanted to talk to you about the benefits of having your furnace and your sump pump on a smart circuit breaker. The cost is negligible because if you're already going to get a service upgrade, I don't have to tell you, it's an expensive task. It's a big job, a lot of material involved, a lot of labor, a lot of permits, a lot of coordination. We can do that for you. We handle it all. All you got to do is pay us. But I got to say, if we're going to do it, might as well do it right. Hook you up with this option, and then you could always upgrade to smart breakers in the future too. So again, here with Cooper, with Leviton, that's all we got for you today. All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
Have a good day, guys.
See you guys.
Thanks, Cooper. Take care, Edmonton.